to another episode of Watch Once Over. Today we're going to be looking at my vintage Seiko 5. This is one of my favorite watches. This watch has hints and tones and a Gerald Genta vibe. And then if you've noticed, if you look at it straight on, the first thing you notice, it's devoid of a crown. But it has a hidden crown right here. And that crown sits flush with the case. That's a beautiful thing, something they need to do more often. Now on this particular watch, this watch doesn't hack, it doesn't hand wind, but it still has some tricks up the sleeve. Now let's just get back to what period this is from. This is from the early 70s. This watch came out in 1973, and the model is 6119. And that's the movement, and then the case is 5460. Now this is an all stainless steel case with a hidden crown, and it has a plastic crystal, which I polished over, and I disassembled the watch and I cleaned it up also to get all the arm cheese and gunk from up under the case. It has a real interesting system of how it comes apart. It comes apart with 4 spring tabs. You got a spring tab here, one here, one here, and one here. And this is a solid case back. So when you release those 4 spring tabs, the crystal, the gasket, and the movement all come out of the back of the case, and you're just left with this steel frame, which is cool for when you're cleaning it. You can get up underneath the crystal and you can get all up in the nooks and crannies, so it's really easy to clean. Now this watch, as I said before, has a 6119 C movement. That's 21 joule movement. It's not hand winding. It's not hackable, but it still has some pretty good specs. It has a ball bearing rotor. It has DFX settings for the escapement wheel and a DIA shock protection system, and that's used on a higher end Seikos today. But back in the day, it was used on all the Seikos. But now that's DIA shock is only reserved for the higher end Seiko. So that's a pretty cool thing. If you can get your hands on one of these and it's a clean and it runs good and it's all original, I say get it, because this is a lovely, lovely watch. Now, as you can see, as I'm turning it and flickering it, it has a type of fume dial where it's darker on the edges and lighter in the middle, but you also get this stripe, which is like a hologram stripe. You see how it's dark, then it disappears. See that? You can barely see it. Then it comes into full effect again, and then you can barely see it again. It really plays with the light really, really well. This thing plays with the light like a kitty cat playing with catnip. You have a lovely chrome date box wheel, two-tone date wheel. You have black for the days, and then you have white for the black for the date and white for the days. You have a plaid Seiko sign, Seiko 5 sign, just 2 lines of printing and a Seiko sign at the bottom, and you have all applied markers. Real nice. It's real nice. Nice automatic. Now, this watch is unique because the crown, when you set it, it only pulls out once. You pull the crown out once. That's the only thing you pull that crown out to do, is to change the time. As you see, I pulled it out. It didn't hack. So I don't have to worry about it hacking. Now, the way you change the date and the day is also interesting. What you do is you give it a half push, and I'll show you. That changes the day. That's pretty neat. Give it a full push and it changes the day of the week. And you also get 2 languages, by the way. This one is in Roman numerals and also the day of the week. Now on Sunday, it's also interesting because in English you get the red Sunday, and then on Roman you just get a square box, which is also interesting. So you got Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, what day is it? The 17th. So I'll give it 3 pushes. And you're back, you're set, you're ready to go. That's cool because you never have to touch the time to adjust the date. Nice little trick up his sleeve, and that's just an awesome thing. Now on the Lume, this does have Lume, and I'll show it to you, but I need the help of a black light because the Lume is so old. Hit it with the black light, and you can see where the Lume is, but it fades out really quick because this is Lume from 1973. Now the hands will stay illuminated a little while, but I could see that back in 1973 being a cool thing. All those Lume pits. That's the original Lume Bright, if it was even called that. But nevertheless, it's still cool. Still an interesting watch, and I can put it on the Timegrapher so we can just see what this ancient dinosaur runs. Minus 17 seconds a day. Now that seems like a lot, but for a watch that's been running since 1973, that's well within spec. You have a really low amplitude on there, and you have a 0.9 millisecond beat error. So it probably does need to be adjusted inside, and I may do that at a later date. But I really don't wear this watch, so it's really no need to pull it back in and adjust it. Let me see what the lift angle is. Oh, it's 52-degree lift angle. I think this lift angle on this movement is actually 53. So let me change the lift angle. See if it has a little better specs. The lift angle can change your watch greatly. So before you put it on the Timegrapher, make sure you know what the lift angle of your movement is. This one happens to be 53 degrees. Okay, so it's coming in about 20 seconds, 27 seconds a day slow in the desk up position. And if I do the crown down like you're walking, let's see. Now remember, when a watch has a slower beat rate, it takes a little bit more time for the movement to settle in because of the slower beat rate. Now the amplitude dropped to 188 degrees. And now it's getting a little better. It's minus 22 seconds a day. So I'll just even it out, 22, 27. I'll just say about minus 25 seconds a day with just about 200 degrees amplitude, and the beat error is under 1 millisecond. So I probably may go in there and give this watch a rebuild and a tune-up at a later date. So, but nonetheless, it's still running good. If I wear it for a day, it'll be a couple seconds off, less than a minute off, but nonetheless, it'll still, it'll still be a good, watch to play around with. I like it. And as you can see, it's keeping pretty good time. Just about spot on with my King Turtle. And I haven't adjusted this for a couple days, but I'll try it on, let you know what it looks like, because a lot of people feel vintage was too small. Now this Turtle's a 44, And this vintage Seiko is not looking that much smaller. Now the case is a lot smaller, but the dial is wide because of the structure. Now my wrists are 7.25 inches, and this is what it looks like on my wrist. So let me know what you guys think. My name is Big E. That's the Watch Once Over. I'll talk to you guys later.